Hey everybody, Josh the Editor here.
And Emily,
Yeah,
the anime nurse.
And we just freaking watched the new Spider-Man movie.
That was so fucking good.
Oh
that
my
movie.
Movie of the year.
I think at one point I turned to you and I don't know if you heard me, but I was like, this is why I'm alive.
I know, I heard you.
This is the reason you live, you know? It's for moments like this.
I feel bad for the people in my life who passed away and didn't get to watch these cool movies.
Oh my god. Poor Uncle Tim.
I know.
He would have loved it.
R.I.P. He would have loved it. So we're going to talk about the movie, and we're going to go spoiler-free, and we're going to give you a warning. Yeah, we're going to talk about it spoiler-free for a little bit. It won't last long, because I don't know. You can't really talk about this movie without talking about spoilers. Mm-hmm. But we're going to talk spoiler-free as much as we can, and then we're going to dive into the spoilers, okay?
There it is.
All right. This movie is good. Probably, in my opinion, movie of the year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, oh my god.
We also own a lot of cats.
Yes.
In case anyone wants to know. They're wearing their Christmas collars, so they have bells.
They have bells.
Now including bells. So they wake you up faster in the middle of the night.
Tom Holland, great Spider-Man. This is a great trilogy for him.
There were moments in the movie, I won't say what was happening, but there were moments where I was just he just drew me in. I was just drawn into all the emotions he was feeling. Mm-hmm. It was great. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. Do you think they're gonna do more movies with him?
I think so. I think definitely Spider-Man Home Alone is coming up one day. No. It'll come up.
I had a theory about that. Before the name of the movie was dropped, people were like, Spider-Man Home Run, Spider-Man Homeward Bound, Spider-Man...
Homeward Bound.
Spider-Man Home Alone. Jason wanted it to be
I like the Home Alone one. I could see that happening.
They just left Peter alone in an Avengers base. And he's using web-based traps to beat up the burglars. One of them played by Macaulay Culkin.
Well, since things that happen in the movie, it makes me feel I could see Home Alone happening for him.
And then the other one, I was down for
destroying some burglars.
I was down for this. What I thought it could have been is he would have teamed up with a bunch of young heroes, maybe Squirrel Girl or other young heroes, or Miss Marvel. And they could have been a team, and he would have made new friends, and he would have been...
There's one person in the movie, again, spoiler free, there's one person in the movie that I'm that I would be down for their team. Their team up.
Okay. And I thought to myself, how cool would it be, Spider-Man homies.
Homies. I remember you talking about that, yeah.
Yeah, and then it could have been a callback to that old cartoon, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Yeah. Where he teamed up with Iceman and Firebird.
Hell yeah, no doubt.
Now, this movie, the action scenes are great. We can talk about the trailers. Octopus, great.
Hell yeah.
Willem Dafoe. Oh my god.
Fills me with joy whenever he's on screen. His voice.
He's Goblin. You don't even need to put him in a costume. He just has natural Goblin face.
Hell yeah. And that's why they showed his face a lot more.
I know, he was so goddamn menacing in this movie. I was down for another interpretation to fit the new interpretation of Spider-Man, but he was so goddamn menacing. It's that is the ultimate villain of Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery, because he was I don't want to get too into it, but there were some good action scenes.
Oh yeah. And I like May in the movie. Aunt May, she was I know in previous movies they did a lot of working with I think homeless communities. That came back in this movie, and I was hell yeah, I love those vibes. Jace
would probably much appreciate if I mentioned this because of the Spider-Man video game, but in the video game, Aunt May is in charge of a thing called Feast, which is what, I don't know if you saw that acronym.
Yeah.
It's a homeless thing. It helps homeless people.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I think kind of it's very much those grounded roots of Spider-Man, that it's about helping those
oh yeah,
underprivileged in the community that he works for the community. It's just nice. I love it. It's so sweet.
All right, do you want to get into just watch this movie? 10 out of 10. Oh, and one more thing, actually, before I get into the spoiler things, is one thing I want to say. This movie was the first Marvel movie in a long time, since Far From Home, pretty much, that felt like a Marvel movie, because I didn't like Black Widow.
Oh yeah, I did not like Black Widow.
I liked Shang-Chi, but it didn't feel like a Marvel movie, if you know what I mean.
It felt like an anime.
It felt like an anime.
That was anime, yeah!
That movie was basically an entire season of an anime in a movie, but not done super terrible.
Yeah.
And
then, it had like some tonal dissonance, but it was an anime. That was an anime.
And then I didn't even watch Eternals. We skipped Eternals.
I don't even know when that came out.
It came out.
I wanted to. Part of me wanted to see it because of Rob Stark, because I'm like a fantasy nerd. But then on the other hand, I was like, I don't care.
No one cared. I heard the movie was ass.
I saw it, and it looked so cheesy.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to watch it.
And then this was a Marvel movie.
This movie dunked on me.
I saw like
it dunked on all the other movies.
Oh my god!
I think this is. I think I turned to you at the end of the movie, and I was like, "This is my favorite movie
ever." Wow.
Maybe ever, yeah.
Oh my!
Remember, I said that after like Infinity. I think it was like Endgame was like my favorite, and now it's this.
For me, Infinity War is my favorite Marvel movie, but oh my god, this. I don't even know if you can classify this as this is just a Spider-Man movie. Yeah. It's in like its own tier.
Well, Doctor Strange was in it, so it counts as Marvel. Okay. He was missing for a bit.
Okay, and then this is one thing I wanted to say. I had a theory about this. That not saying this happens, but if Tobey Maguire showed up, that he will die. Because I mean, how much like emotional impact would that have if like the Spider-Man that you grew up watching showed up
and to die?
No, not just to die. He would help out and then sacrifice himself and then die.
For me to be disappointed, that's why you should.
And no, but like that would.
I want to live forever.
That's what happened. This is a spoiler alert for 21 Jump Street the movie. But Johnny Depp shows up and gets shot in the neck.
Your mom's the only one who remembers.
Because Johnny Depp was in the TV show. Yeah. All right. And you want to get into the spoilers, Evan? You want to get into the spoilers, like the real?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of. Is there anything else we want to like say? Like
We just got.
So it was a little overwhelming. It's after 1 a.m.
Oh my!
We did the 10 o'clock showing on Thursday.
And it.
Hell yeah!
Oh my god! I wore my Spider-Man onesie and my sweatpants. Can you imagine being like in the next theater?
Oh yeah, you were Peter B. Parker.
I was Peter B. Parker in my onesie and my sweatpants.
I was wearing spandex. I tried my best. I had my red leggings on and my black and white sports bra that I wore to my aerial class. So I was in the Spider-Man move. I was upside down on some ropes today.
Can you imagine being in like the other theater? Like what else is playing? What else is playing right now?
Who's screaming?
Yeah! Spider-Man!
Oh my god, yes, I screamed so many times in this movie. That was so good. And it's nice being in a theater with people who are in like the same mindset where everyone has to scream because this is just so intense. How amazing it is. I love Willem Dafoe.
Oh my god.
I think that was the first. No, wait, I know what my first scream was, but that's a spoiler. It was that one. Okay. And the second scream was Willem Dafoe.
Okay. I want to say this. I remember going into the movie, like, Jamie, we know this from the trailers, Jamie Foxx was in the movie. I wanted to know, is this the same Jamie Foxx Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2? Or is it like a different alternate version, but played by the same actor? You know what I mean?
I feel like he would end up like going into an alternate universe back, like the original, like Andrew Garfield. He'd go back to his universe, and the guy would still be dead. But like nothing would change in his. But I think that would go to like a parallel timeline where they've been saved.
Like I wanted to know, like, were these the actual villains from the past movies, or were they like all like different alternate universes, like different from the movies, all the other movies, but like played by the same actors? I wanted to know, or were they from the actual movies?
They did not answer that question. So you wanted to know, they didn't answer that question. Yeah. But I think they probably went to like alternate timelines after that.
All right.
They are, what is it? What did Loki call them? They are
variants.
Yeah, they're the variants.
Oh my god. It'd be great if like Loki season 2 came out and there's just like a Spider-Man variant or something. Played like someone who's almost like Spider-Man, who almost played Spider-Man. Like there's like Jake Gyllenhaal because he almost played Spider-Man, which we'll kind of get into that later.
Good.
You want to go spoiler time?
Oh yeah. All right. Well, it's after 1. I'm down.
All right, spoiler time. So if you haven't seen the movie, we're gonna be talking about spoilers for the rest of the video.
Hell yeah. Okay, first time, since I just brought this up, first time I screamed, Matt Murdock.
Matt Murdock!
Oh my god, fucking lost my mind.
I did not think he was going to be in the movie.
He was so awesome.
Oh my god.
there's that scene where he catches the thing before Spider-Man does. I was like, that's right. You dunked on him.
He dunked on him. Like,
dunked on him, Matt Murdock.
He's like, how did you do that?
Spidey sense who, bitch?
Like, he even said, like...
This guy's blind.
He's
Wait
like,
a minute.
He even said, like...
Wait just a goddamn minute.
Before the brick came through the window, he said, like, be careful of the unwanted attention you'll be getting. And then immediately after he finished his sentence, the brick was thrown through the window and he caught it.
So he knew it was coming.
I know. And then he's like, how did you do that?
That's how you make an argument to someone.
He's like, how did you
he
do
knew
that?
It was the right time to say it, too.
He's like, how did you do that? I'm a really good lawyer.
I'm that good.
He punctuated his presence.
I can predict the future.
He punctuated his presence by, like, smacking his cane onto the ground.
Oh my god, it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that scene, that did it to me.
I couldn't even...
It hit me hard.
I could not listen to a word they were saying because I was
don't even remember.
What the fuck did they talk about?
I was just like vibrating with excitement.
Like,
It's him!
We're just screaming.
The next movie they need to do a crime fighting.
Because I mean,
one rogue mission together. Yes.
Because me and Jace are currently like 4 episodes into Hawkeye.
Actually, they probably don't go together because Matt Murdock kills people.
No, he doesn't. Matt Murdock doesn't kill people.
Right. Well, he beats the
He beats the piss out of them, but he doesn't kill people.
He dropped that guy off a roof, didn't he?
Yeah, but he didn't die.
He's fine.
But he's fine.
He has brain damage and is in a coma and it's a quadriplegic now, but he is still fine. Would killing him have been a better fate? You could argue that, but you know what?
Okay, so
some of those head injuries, I was like, oh my fucking god.
As I was saying, me and Jason are 4 episodes into Hawkeye, and there's like a theory that Kingpin, they're alluding to like some mafia boss kind of guy.
Nice.
And people were theorizing that it's Kingpin, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's gonna be Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. And there was a scene in this movie where Peter goes to school, and there's a guy, one of the teachers, the guy who was in the Far From Home, the black actor, I don't remember that actor's name, but the black teacher. And I thought for a second that it was Luke Cage. And I was like, oh my god, is it? I don't know why he's here, but...
I don't know why he's here, but I'm ready.
Yeah.
He's not from New York, but okay.
No, it's all New York. All the Netflix shows took place in New York.
Really?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he was in a different area.
Harlem. Just a different city in New York, I think.
New York's huge, so yeah.
Yeah. There's Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Jersey.
Alright, what next? Okay.
No. So there was a theory that Charlie Cox was going to show up in the movie in like the scene where he's getting interrogated.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a scene where like there's someone slams down a bunch of papers in front of Peter Parker, and people are like analyzing the arms of the guy, and they thought it was like Charlie Cox's like hairy arms.
Yeah.
It became a meme that people were like, "It's Charlie Cox! Look at the arms!"
Nice.
And then he just shows up in the next scene.
Hell yeah! I will say that scene was a little confusing. The resolution of what was going on with what he was being accused kind of confused me. That did they like actually like find it? Like, did he actually prove that he didn't kill Mysterio? Like, intentionally?
I think they said we got lost because Charlie Cox showed up and he was great.
I don't know,
but I think what ended up happening was
they didn't say that much. They said he was free, but that he needed like kind of keep his like head low or something.
I think basically he didn't get charged of a crime because there wasn't enough evidence, but his public profile is like more high profile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people are going to be looking at him.
And then when the schools rejected him, like because of the current controversy,
would they put that in the letter? Why don't you just say no?
Controversy. This guy's got like community involvement. He's a hero. What about all the other stuff he's done? Just because one thing goes down with Daily Bugle, you're just like, no. Like, Daily Bugle, no.
You know what I thought was funny? This is a bit of a tangent, but...
oh my god. Oh, sorry. Yes, you
go. So in the Homecoming, when there's a news report about Spider-Man, the only photo they have is, like, Peter getting out of a porta potty with, like, toilet paper stuck to his foot. It's because he's not taking the pictures of Spider-Man. Because that's his MO.
Exactly. I'd really love if he started working... Next movie, he starts working for the Daily Bugle girl to kind of be like, no, he's a good guy. Get me pictures of Spider-Man and shut up.
That is like
oh my god, with the Daily Bugle, it started like advertising those vitamins. I was like, accurate. Oh my god.
I think he's
so good.
I think in this version he's kind of inspired by like what's his name?
It's the one guy.
The crazy guy who's turning the frickin' frogs gay.
Exactly, and he's really big on
Alex
those, like,
Jones.
Yes, Alex Jones.
Yes.
He's really big on advertising like the vitamins. The whatever supplements, and they're like just garbage.
I know. Okay, I gotta make this statement.
Statement.
Andrew Garfield, you fucking liar!
You fucking.
He lied to all of us. You were in this movie.
That's because he's better than Tom Holland. Tom Holland is so bad at lying.
Oh my god! What? Oh,
they would ask him,
Andrew
Garfield,
like,
it was so funny. He's like, wait, oh god, no.
Like Tom Holland was just in the interview, like, oh, it was so cool to work with all the other He said something like, I'm making that up, but like, what if?
Oh my god, that would have been so funny.
Yeah, so let's list all the people in this movie. Tobey Maguire shows up.
Oh my god.
Andrew Garfield shows up.
Tobey Maguire appearing. Oh my! I almost thought he was, because there was like a pause between Andrew Garfield showing up and Tobey Maguire, and I was like, man, how could I do Tobey Maguire? He's my favorite. And then he appeared, and I was like, ah!
Oh my god! And then just all three of the Spider-Men show up. It's so
god.
good.
I screamed so many times in that movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Now that we're into spoilers, we can talk about this. It is the versions from the other movies.
Yeah.
They even talk about like the specific things from the movies. Like Octopus is like, well, I want my machine. My precious tritium.
Power of the sun.
In the palm of my hand. Sandman's like, I got a daughter. It's weird because it's the actor. He shows up at the end and he does the voice the entire time. So why
was him?
It was him. It's the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was his voice the entire time.
Oh.
Why was he like a sand monster? How come they didn't just have him stand there when he like wasn't moving?
Maybe they forgot.
Maybe they're like, listen, I don't know what, like, was there something wrong with the actor? Like, did he not want to do it? Did he not have enough time?
Yeah. Maybe that was it, that he just didn't want to be on the screen for that much, because Sandman was on screen for a lot of the movie.
I know. Like, the bad movie.
Like, wait, what?
The Spider-Man 3, the bad movie.
No, but I mean, like, he was on screen a lot for this movie.
Mm-hmm. As a Sandman.
Yeah, so that's why, like, if the actor, like, didn't want to be on screen for that long, I kind of get it.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, I knew, because from the trailers, that he ends up fighting, like, Electro, Lizard, and Sandman. Mm-hmm. I thought Sandman was going to be a bad guy, which played into my theory about, like, maybe this isn't the Sandman from Spider-Man 3. But I
kind of had trouble following Sandman's logic, because, yeah, he was, like, pretty chill in the beginning, and then he was just like, fuck you. You're rude.
Like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And then he's like, I just want to go home. He's like, where's the box? I want to go home.
I'm trying to help you go home, man. God.
Yeah, it is weird that he was like working with Electro, because Electro didn't want to push the box.
I know. And then I was surprised there wasn't like more of a moment between him and the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man where he was like, I'm here to save you, man. Get you home. Come on.
Yeah, so apparently all the movies didn't happen anymore, like the other Spider-Man movies.
No, those still happen for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I'm saying, like, those guys probably going back to, like, I was saying earlier
they're going back to an alternate universe where they became normal people.
Yeah, that's how I view it, as, like, what happened to them all, where they would go back to, like, a parallel timeline. But like, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, they'd still go back to, like, their timeline where everyone was dead.
Ah, yeah. Aunt May died. Oh my god.
I did not expect that. What I love is that she said the line, with great power comes great responsibility, and she died immediately.
You could hold your breath for as long as it took between her saying the line and her dying.
And I was so upset because I was like, I did not expect her to die, because I'm not used to, like, the idea of
dying.
Yeah.
I liked it.
And Jay said that she dies in, like, a video game. Yeah. I couldn't hear him though when he was talking much.
I think that happens, yeah. I like the idea that she's the Uncle Ben in the situation.
Yeah, but so I didn't expect it. So normally I cry at these things. And I was just so shocked. And also the fact that Peter at no point started CPR. Hello? Yeah, they teach CPR in high school. I had to take that class.
Mm-hmm. And then they shot him.
And then the bullet in his shoulder was never brought up again. I
know. He didn't have like a bullet wound.
None of that. Oh my god. But that was the scene where it was like... Tom Holland just pulled me in with his facial expression where he's like leaning down.
And the makake is good.
He's like,
with the red eye.
Well, I commented on the red eye later, but my point was like his emotions in the scene that really drew me in, where I was like totally believable that he was just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, what are you doing? And then as she's dying, she was dying, she was like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Yeah, that was very hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I knew it when she started like kind of wobbling. I was like, "She's about to fall. She's about to faint. Catch her."
Oh no!
And I was like, "Okay, if she's fainting, she's got like very bad concussion."
I really want to know, like, why did they leave Lizard in the truck?
I didn't understand that.
Unsupervised.
That was so weird. I couldn't. There were some decisions where I was like, I don't know if I'm following you. I feel like these things could have been done in a more secure fashion.
Maybe do one at a time. Maybe don't.
Yeah. Maybe don't make it so easy for the goblin
to all team up on you.
Exactly, for the goblin to like gain control and kill everyone.
Yeah.
You were a little bit of a sitting duck there, my friend. That was kind of, you know.
Mm-hmm. I like I think it's kind of dumb that. I mean, I totally get why they did this. Jamie Foxx shows up. He manifests as electricity. He's the blue guy for like half a second, and then he's just Jamie Foxx. He's like sexy ass Jamie Foxx.
Hell yeah.
And he's like, his first line is like, "I got my body back."
and I honestly didn't remember what happened at the end of that Amazing Spider-Man 2.
He blew up.
So that's why I was like, wait a minute, what? Who? He died?
He died.
I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, I love the idea. Like, let's just not use that design. We'll hint at it, but let's just make it. Let's just.
They brought up the fact that he had a comb over previously, but I'm glad he didn't. Cause I hate when Jamie Foxx has a comb over because he looks just so weird.
They mentioned his crooked teeth.
Yeah. Oh my god, the teeth coming together. It's so weird.
Like, I fell into a vat of. I love the scene with Sandman and Electro. He's like, I fell into a vat of electric eels. He's like, oh. I fell into a super collider. They really should put lids on these things.
You said that in the theater.
I said it in the theater.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah, there's like, be like that sometimes. Something funny like that. We're just relating to each other.
The scene in what's in Amazing Spider-Man 2 is really dumb because Jamie Foxx is like fixing a circuit, and he's in this scene he's talking about how dangerous this is.
Yeah.
And then he just falls in. He himself does something dangerous. He hooks up the electric cord without rubber gloves.
Nice.
And
that's what it is. Really good.
When I love the idea of like Jamie Foxx and Andrew Garfield like reunite, and he's like, he's like, what is it? Max, good to see you again. And I thought he was gonna call him Sparkles because that's what he called him in the movie.
Nice.
There's so many callbacks. Like, one of my favorites is when Tobey Maguire is like stretching his back. He's like, oh, my back.
I know.
I'll explain it for the viewers. The reference is that Tobey Maguire wasn't originally going to do Spider-Man 2 back in like 2004. He said he wanted more money, but Sony, I think, was like, we'll just replace you, and they were going to hire Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah,
and
I do remember that.
Yeah, and then people said like
I remembered the back injury, not the Jake Gyllenhaal.
And people thought maybe he was faking a back injury. And there's a line in Spider-Man 2. Remember when he jumps off the roof and crashes down? He's like, my back! My back! But apparently people thought that was a reference to like him like, oh, I'm faking a back injury.
My God.
But apparently that was always in the script. That wasn't planned or anything.
Funny. But yeah, when they were like, when he went and cracked
his back. He cracked his back.
Nice. That's kind of cool. I will say that scene was a little weird where he was like picking up and kind of shaking him, and I was like, this is a little fanficky, you know what I'm saying? Like, those kind of fanfics.
Like, I'll tell you what was a bit of a drag for me, like, getting super hyped as soon as Charlie Cox showed up. And then, and then, like, kind of, like, the drag that happened as they're, like, making the decision to start the movie. You know what I mean? To start the actual...
Yeah. There's, like, that lull in between, and then Doc Ock shows up, and you're like, ah! Again. Oh, yeah. So many times I screamed. So many screaming montages.
What did you think of the CGI they used on Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe?
How do you mean?
To make them look younger.
I didn't notice it.
I know. I noticed because I know what they look like now, but it was convincing. But sometimes, like Alfred Molina looked a little rubbery.
I think so. I think I did notice that. But not too much. No.
His face looked a little puffy, but I mean, I'll forgive it because Disney's got that
Willem Dafoe looked fine. I didn't even notice it.
Oh, because he's got goblin face.
To be fair, I feel like he hasn't aged that much since then.
Oh, no, he's aged. Have you seen The Lighthouse?
Okay, I guess no, I haven't seen The Lighthouse. I mean, the last thing content I consumed of Willem Dafoe was that video game he was in. It was like 12 minutes or something. That was pretty cool. But that was just his voice, and he played a bunch of characters in it.
Mm.
Anyway, back to the movie.
The part when Andrew Garfield shows up, like he opens the portal, which by the way, the sling ring shouldn't work that way. He's like, "Take me to Peter Parker." Don't you have to like know where the location is? You can't just like take me to Britney Spears' house or something.
Take me to Britney Spears. Yes.
Yes.
I don't really care. I thought it was funny. I'm kind of like, I'll go with it. It's magic.
I'm sure I'll go. It's magic.
Magic land.
It's a good point. Like I'll go with it. And then
there were a couple I'll go with the scenes.
He turns his head, and I was like,
eyes look weird. Them creating all the antidotes to the problems. I was kind of like, okay, I'll go with it. That's because it didn't really matter to me. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a little plot devicey.
I mean, to be fair, Garfield made the antidote already.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, in the original movie. Yeah. So he's like, so he knew how to make it. Yeah. We were talking about the magic. Yeah, when Garfield turns his head to the portal and walks through it, I saw the eyes and I was like, oh, why is Tom Holland in this alleyway? He looks a little different. And then you see the costume. I'm like, oh, here it is.
I could tell by the way he was like kind of like crouching and being suspicious. I was like, nah.
He's also like a little, like, I think Andrew Garfield's a little taller.
Lankier.
Yeah, a little taller and skinnier.
He's a cool skater.
He's cool. He's the coolest fucking one.
He's the skater boy Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
I just love that scene with Tobey Maguire and Ned. And he just, like, bums him out, talking about his life. He's like, that Spider-Man's really sad.
He's like, my best friend, he's like, do you have a best friend? He's like, I had a best friend. He died in my arms after he tried to kill me. Yeah, he's like, he's come to terms with it and is just laughing about it now.
I wouldn't say he was laughing. He was kind of just, like, nodding.
Yeah, that happens. I love the scene where all three of them are just talking, and he's like, what's the craziest villain you ever fought?
That was so good.
Like, I fought an alien, like green, like a black slime alien. He's like, what? He's like, you fought aliens? He's like, I went to space and I fought a purple alien. He's like, you guys fought aliens? I'm so lame.
I never fought no aliens.
He's like, I can't get over.
A Russian guy.
I can't get over the fact that you went to space.
And then,
you're amazing.
Don't say that about yourself to Andrew Garfield. Like, you're amazing. I want you to say it. You're amazing.
They said it like 5 times to Andrew Garfield.
It took me a second, longer than I would like to admit, to be like, oh, Amazing Spider-Man, that's a movie. Right.
And then I know you love the scene where MJ falls.
I fucking knew it. The minute MJ stepped onto that those like platforms and like the construction site, I was like, she's gonna fall and Andrew Garfield's gonna catch her, and it's gonna be like a redemption crying thing for him.
I know.
I could feel it.
It's so
and
good.
Then it happened. Oh, I was like, yeah, I fucking knew it.
It's such a good scene.
I think I slapped your arm.
He just starts crying. I'm like, oh, that's so good.
I know, and I was like, I leaned over to you and he's like, he starts crying. And then he immediately started crying. Got it. I also knew the minute Tobey Maguire came on stage, I was like, they're going to make fun of his shooting his goo.
His organic webbing.
They're like shooting his goo.
They're like, what's up with you, man? Like, why do you just your wrists? He's like, do you shoot it out of other parts of you? But no. I was like, where does it come from? Do you need to like drink extra water? Did you develop extra sacs? It's like, I don't know. I mean, it's like breathing. You know, you don't think about breathing. You just breathe.
I mean, you had like, I love that montage in the original of him like trying to figure out how to do it. Go web, go.
I know. I know. I remember because of those original Tobey Maguire movies, I was like, oh, it comes out of his wrist. That comes out of his wrist, right? Because I was a stupid kid. And
then you gotta say we were stupid kids? Yeah, we just say we were impressionable children.
And then I watched.
You're so mean.
Sure. And then I watched Spectacular Spider-Man, the cartoon, and he had the web shooters. I was like, what the fuck are those?
Oh my god! What the fuck? It's so inaccurate. Wait a minute.
Oh,
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
That's not disgusting.
I wish I wish Tobey Maguire and Garfield would have referenced like maybe adventures they had after their movies, but before they showed up. Like I was hoping that Andrew Garfield would have referenced like, I fought a guy in a big wheel. Because The Spider-Man villain Big Wheel was originally supposed to make an appearance in one of, I think it was the first movie or the second movie. I guess those were the only two options. But this is not a joke. Like the villain Big Wheel was planning to make an appearance
in like the third movie that didn't get made.
No, in the first movie, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. What'd you think of the lizards?
Oh wait, going back to like things you wish they had referenced. Excuse me, sorry.
Oh yeah, we wanted the pointing.
Let me speak.
Oh, so,
Let me speak. So the original with Tobey Maguire, I know they wanted to do like a fourth movie with Mysterio because the guy, and it was that guy who had appeared in like all the movies. If he had been like, oh yeah, I met Mysterio, and Tom Holland would be like, oh my god, Mysterio, that guy is awful, and he's like, I don't know, mine was a lot goofier than that.
No, but like how funny.
Mine was kind of weird.
It would have been great if like because you have the setup for like the Sinister Six, like, but they only did 5 of them.
Who would have been the 6th? I don't feel like Venom would have.
Venom. We'll get to that later.
I do not feel like Venom would have really fit into the movie.
Yeah,
it felt like they wanted to do people who had like redemption arcs that they could do, and Venom just wasn't that kind of character. Eddie Brock was kind of just like, I want power, I don't like it. And he was like,
you mean Topher Grace? Yeah,
Topher Grace. Sorry.
Yeah, what they did was they took
Wasn't his name Eddie Brock in the movie?
Yeah, but we have to differentiate from Tom Hardy.
I know, but I'm talking about the Tobey Maguire version. So okay, Topher Grace. He was like, I like being bad.
It makes me happy.
Like no. Like no, I don't want to see him again. I didn't feel like Venom in that movie was like the redemption kind of thing. He's not like the new Eddie Brock, where it's like a anti-hero vibe. Yeah. The original, like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, they just went for something very different with that. And
I really wanted them to reenact the meme of them pointing at each other.
I wanted that so badly. And I will say, at one point, I think they pointed at each other, and I'm going to count that.
When they're like talking about like,
they didn't actually do it.
They're like, wait, who's Peter 1 and who's Peter 2? Like, oh god.
Yeah, like they were kind of like, they probably pointed at some point. But yeah, I wish they had done it. Like I thought in like the ending credit sequence that they would do it at one point, because that would have been funny, because it was just like the music animated thing. But they did.
I think they didn't want to overlap with the jokes made in Spider-Verse.
Which is fair.
Yeah, they didn't make fun of the Tobey Maguire dancing song.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that would have been funny though.
It would have been funny
if the song had just been in the background or something.
Like he just starts dancing to it, like, this is my song, guys.
Oh, guys, this is a good song. If while they're in the lab it came on, and he's like, oh, guys, this is a good song.
Now dig on this. Oh my god, that's so good.
That would have been so fucking funny.
And they flip the channel, and then Andrew Garfield's like, for you.
Oh, this is my jam. Baby, I'm not moving on. Love you long until you're gone. Oh my god.
No, but they did incorporate one meme of Norman Osborn. Like, I'm somewhat of a scientist myself. I was like, yes!
I know.
I said it with him because I was like, yes, they're doing the meme.
Hell yeah. It's so good.
It is so good.
That movie was so good.
They had the lizard talking more. What do you think of that? Because in the...
I guess that's good. I mean,
I did kind of like it if he's a little more British, you know, because he's like supposed to be intelligent.
Mm-hmm. My god, it's been forever since I've watched The Amazing Spider-Man, so I don't know how much he did or didn't talk in that one.
He was more like... Yeah, basically, like... He talked a lot more in this. He's much more evolved, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And everyone was nice and surprised, I guess. And they're like, he didn't talk much in the original. Let's make him talk more now.
Yeah.
Why they left him alone in that van, I'll never know.
It's really...
It was so stupid.
It's
like,
really
you
dumb.
couldn't have just left him in, like, the thing and, like, gone back to... Since he was clearly volatile, you could have just brought the antidote back later.
Oh, yeah. That reminds me. You know that scene where, like, Ned and MJ are trying to close the portal? Me and you said it like 5 times. Ned, just take off the ring.
I know. I'm like, why don't you just take off the
I think if you take it off, it'll close.
Oh my god.
And back to what I was saying before the spoilers. I thought Tobey Maguire was going to die. And he didn't. He got stabbed in the back.
And my god, when he was stabbed, I was like, no, he cannot die.
I was like, I was like, he's going to die like this? It was just a fake out. I don't know why they did it like that.
I loved though that he's like, I've been stabbed before. That was pretty funny.
When was he stabbed?
What do you mean?
When was he stabbed?
Like in the original?
Yeah. He's like, I get stabbed all the time.
He's been stabbed a bunch of times.
Alright, here's some more.
And I love at the end when Andrew Garfield's like holding him up. He's like, "You're in so much pain right now, aren't you?" He's like, "Oh, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad.
My
like,
back.
Oh, I'm dying." No. That was so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I just loved the vibes. The vibes were everywhere. And when they did that 3-man pose,
oh my god, that was
so fucking cool.
That's like, give me that fucking poster.
Oh yeah. Poster, that would be so cool.
I know. They didn't do the digital de-aging for Tobey Maguire. I think
I think that I respected why they did that, because I like that it was just him years later.
Yeah.
He did look real skinny though. But I could see it as like maybe he probably didn't want to bulk up for the role because he still had that injury probably.
Yeah. I think it was easy. Whenever he was wearing the mask, they just probably just swapped him out with CGI or a stunt double at least. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tobey Maguire. Bumming people out, being emotional and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. And we talked about the Green Goblin at the beginning of the video, but he was fucking menacing in this. Mm-hmm. Not only is he, Willem Dafoe, but he was beating the shit out of Tom Holland.
Oh yeah. When they were just crashing through the floor, I was like, I do not remember him being so jacked that he could like pummel people through floors.
We forget, but he was like juiced up on goblin serum in the original movie, but they didn't have like the technology really to like show off that kind of stuff. You're right.
I tell you, there were scenes in this movie where I was like, that must have cost so much fucking money to make.
You mean like if the movie was real or like to shoot the scene?
No, like the special effects.
Oh yeah.
Because there were like the mirror realm with.
Oh, that was so cool.
With Doctor Strange, that scene was so good and honestly a little disorienting. What was it? The mirror realm with Doctor Strange. That was so fucking cool. And I leaned over to you and I was like, "This is so awesome. I'm so disoriented. I'm like gonna vomit."
You said the same thing in Far From Home with the Mysterio scene.
I'm gonna vomit. Help! But I'm having a great time. I am autistic, but this is awesome.
Oh, what was up with the scene where he takes out Spider-Man's soul? He's like, "What's going on?" And he tries to take the box from him.
That was a little weird. I didn't understand.
I didn't understand. They didn't explain it very well, but I think that's just the pure spider sense, like fulfilling Peter's like objective for him.
Oh, okay.
That's how I saw it.
Yeah, because
he's like, "How are you doing
this?"
That
was awesome. I was like, "Yeah." It's like when you're like high as shit and you like levitate out of your body.
He's like, "That was really cool, but don't do it again." And then he left.
Oh my god. I'll do what I want.
Oh, and then let's bring this up. So, Doctor Strange is no longer the Sanctum. What is it? What is it called again? He's not the boss. Wong is the boss because Wong is a boss.
I want Wong as my boss, and he's an MMA fighter in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, he is.
He's the best.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Wong is what is it called?
It's the Supreme.
He's the Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah, that's right.
Sorcerer Supreme.
Okay, I forgot about that. He's the Sorcerer Supreme because he didn't get blipped away, but Strange did.
Exactly.
Yes. You loved that he was just in his his alumni shirt and a novelty mug.
So yeah, Doctor Strange, he's not the Sorcerer Supreme. Poor Doctor Strange.
Poor Doctor Strange.
And he has a fun mug.
I
will say he needed to he just started the spell and was like, "Okay, we're gonna do this. All right, go." And then. He didn't explain it to Peter Parker.
I know, like,
if
take a minute.
If he explained it to Peter, then he'd be like, well, I still need these people to know.
Yeah, take a minute.
Like, oh my god. It's like, come on, man.
He was
like,
he's so reckless.
He's so, like, fast and furious. I got stuff to do. Let's get this spell done. I got an appointment in, like, 5 minutes, okay? I'm done. Yeah. And you go.
Do you think you would have talked to him about this like before? He's like,
or like the minute Peter started talking, I would have been like, let's pause this spell. Yeah. Let's like take a minute.
And then he was like, "You're telling me that you didn't call the colleges before you asked me to affect the minds of everybody on the planet."
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have thought to do that.
Yeah.
Because I guess I'm kind of not that person. I'm like, I don't want to bother them. I mean, I don't think anything I do will really save it. I mean, obviously, him saving her life definitely affected it.
I thought that,
but so far, his speech that he was giving to the lady, it wasn't that good.
I thought that there was going to be, like, a scene where J. Jonah Jameson, linked, I put air quotes, linked Spider-Man to Doc Ock, He's like, he set this up. He's working with these villains to make people think he's not a menace, but he is a menace.
Or what is it? What could he could have referenced from like the Tobey Maguire first movie? He'd be like, no, I knew you were in cahoots on this.
Oh my God, there's no one better to play J. Jonah Jameson. He wasn't in the movie that much, but I mean, who else?
He was in a pretty good portion of it.
It was so good. It was such a good. He's so good.
So good. Yeah, nothing could really replace him. He's the best.
I told you guys right before the movie started, because the last movie, A Far From Home, ends with Peter going, "What the?" and then it ends. He cuts off. I'm like, the first line of this movie should be "fuck," but it just "what the?" and then car horn. I'm like, come on.
They weren't gonna say it. Come on.
Teenagers say "fuck." Okay, I did.
Well, he probably did say "fuck," but that's not the point of the movie. The point of the movie is that it's for family friendly.
Disney.
But it's Sony. They were like, what was it? In the credits, they had like so many like big Sony signs, and I was like, it's just Sony like metaphorically ripping off their shirt to assert dominance over Disney. Even though Disney is like is like the Hulk with the shirt off. It's like what?
I was in the bathroom. I had to take one pee break, and I think
really didn't miss anything.
I know, but I feel like I missed. Like, why did Peter have a black suit when he was fighting Electro and Sandman?
I didn't even know that. And it's just he turned it inside out because he couldn't get the stain off.
Ah, the green stain.
Yeah. That's why Aunt May, she cleaned it and he was like, thank you for cleaning my suit.
Okay, because I heard somebody say that like they thought it was going to be like some kind of special suit to combat Electro.
No.
Oh, but he just turned it inside out because of the stain. That's it?
Yeah. I'm in bed with.
I gotta be fashionable.
It don't look right.
The suit did look like it was inside out.
Well, yeah, like later on when it was like daylight, I could see that there was like the wires on the inside were like poking out.
Yeah, I just really wanted Venom to show up in the movie and just be like who are you? And Eddie Brock's just like tweaking out, like I got a guy in me and he wants to snack on some bad guys. Like act like a drunk person.
Drugs, or just like kind of pin him there and leave him there.
They would not like.
He wouldn't
the two of them.
Yeah, he would not mesh.
Well. He would not mesh at all. I did think I was a little juxtaposed to the like Aunt May dying, and then afterward it's like, Andrew Garfield, we want you to crawl on the ceiling.
That was a little weird.
I get it, like you maybe want to like cheer us up, but I'm like, Aunt May just died.
I would like to be in a bad mood for a little bit. You gotta give me time. Gotta process this. All right, do we want to? So, what would you say? What would be like your top tier? I feel like last movie we watched was like was Into the Spider-Verse, and now we've got this.
Oh my God! Like I don't even know. Like these movies, they're two different movies that are great for completely different reasons.
Here's what I kind of came to this conclusion. I think that Into the Spider-Verse has kind of like a stronger kind of like resolution and like lessons to be learned with it and like the takeaway messages because they very strongly went for that anyone could be Spider-Man. It's about helping others and like doing all this stuff. And in this one, it seemed like it had a little looser of a resolution, I guess. I think they were trying to go for everyone deserves a second chance, or like we always help other people. Yeah. But I think that Into the Spider-Verse had that stronger resolution of anyone could be Spider-Man.
But what's better? What's the better movie? I'm not talking about the messages. What's the better movie, Emily? That's all
I'm talking about the plot. I'm talking about positive and negatives.
Okay.
I felt like it got home the message that all the Spider-Men are different, but they all had that same feel of the neighborhood Spider-Man, but in like different times, different places, different situations than they could have been anyone. It's just about helping others. And this one, I don't feel like it had as strong as a resolution. I loved it. And honestly, I think I can't decide. I think this one might be my favorite, but it may just have been the high of seeing Tobey Maguire again as Spider-Man
and Daredevil.
Oh my God, it was so good. Matt Murdock, all the Spider-Man.
You haven't even seen. You didn't even finish season 1.
It was scary.
It was scary. It's awesome.
I know it is. I want to watch more of it, but I wasn't in the mood for all the sadness and depression. I wanted more avocado jokes and like lawyer stuff.
That's
I wanted him to dunk on people more, being a blind guy who could like just beat the shit out of you. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I want a little more tough energy. I don't know.
Tough energy.
Making jokes. I don't know, bitch.
There's a scene in Daredevil where a lady, like Karen, the lady, is holding up a newspaper to Matt. She's like, he is standing on City Hall with his cronies like he has already won. And there's like a sigh, and then Foggy goes, you know he can't see that.
You know he can't see that. Oh my god. He knows you opened the newspaper, but he can't see it. And then, okay, so back to my point. I think this one is my favorite because I just love the references. Like, there was a reason I really liked Endgame, and I like got so hyped for those flashback scenes where they went back. And you know, like, my favorite scene in that movie was Captain America in the elevator again, going, "Hell, Hydra." I mean, just dominating the game. Oh, it dominated. So that had that same energy of what I love from Endgame in like all the references to the old things. I just love me some Willem Dafoe.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! When he's talking to the helmet, I was like,
that was so fucking good.
That was so good. I was freaking out.
I was so fucking. I think I was like slapping your arm repeatedly
because like I mean he does that in the first movie and it looks so stupid.
It's so good. Oh fuck!
He's so good.
Part of me really wants to like either watch Into the Spider-Verse or just the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man because I'm just in that mood right now.
I know.
But I think this one's my favorite over Into the Spider-Verse just because it's just so hype.
Oh,
I get into the hype shit, but I do really want to watch Into the Spider-Verse now because I'm just like,
I don't even know
the messages.
I don't know.
So beautiful.
I don't know what to pick. They're both amazing.
They're both so okay. We'll weigh the pros and cons. Go.
I can't. It's like choosing.
I've been leading this conversation. You gotta take control.
It's like choosing between your children. I can't do it. Fuck you.
Oh, any parent can choose between their children.
What do you mean?
Okay, no, you're right. I don't know if I could choose between Bing and Salem. I like different things about them. And I'm annoyed at different things about them. Same thing I love in them is also annoying.
Okay. I like the scene when Jamie Foxx sees Andrew Garfield and he's like, I thought you were black.
I thought that kind of made me laugh because he was like, I thought you like would have been a black kid because it's kind of, I agree, it's like, that's why I feel like Miles Morales is such a more like accurate depiction nowadays.
He resonates more with people in certain ways.
Andrew Garfield was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He had no idea what to do with that.
Yeah, what do you say in that situation? He apologizes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm white. I didn't mean to.
I'm British. I'm Andrew Garfield.
They're just like, I'm sorry about that, man. God. And that's why, like, near the end, when all, like, the timelines were sleeping open, I was like, it'd be really funny. You could see Miles Morales, like, right through the seam or something.
You see the pig.
He just appears, like, where am I?
You see the pig.
Hell yeah.
I guess
that would have been powerful.
I guess, okay, well, do you want to get into the end credits as we wrap up?
What, like the Eddie Brock thing?
Oh, yeah, the Eddie Brock. Okay. So, well, I guess, no, here's what happened. We'll talk about the ending of the movie, then we'll talk about the end credit scene. So the movie ends with Peter Parker, everyone in the planet forgetting who he is. Mm-hmm. Which, it's kind of like the snap and the blip. It's like, we have so many questions about, like, the implications. Uh-huh. Like, is there anybody at, the news who's like, hey, how come I have all these, like, photos and news articles that I wrote down titled Peter Parker is Spider-Man?
I know, oh my god.
Who's Peter Parker?
Those are still there. It's not like not like in Harry Potter where they do, like, what is it, Obliviate. You, like, take your photo out of everything.
I know that. That's also stupid. Like, don't
like erasing.
Aren't Hermione's parents like, why do we have this photo of nothing?
She comes back later. In the book, she restores their memories.
Okay.
Or somebody does. Anyway, that's a side story. But, like, I also like the detail that they put he's gonna get his GED and stuff. Mm-hmm. That was like that's a nice detail. But like wouldn't they would still have his school records. And I'm sure they would go through and be like, what the fuck is this kid?
Yeah.
He went what?
He went here? What?
So, I don't know. He's gonna have like an issue with like the IRS or something with his identity.
Because he doesn't have any parental supervision, like any family who can vouch for who he is.
Maybe his birthday passed. In the time that things were happening.
Because he's getting his own place. Like, he has to be 18 now.
I love it. He's getting an apartment. He's still poor. And he's getting an apartment in New York. I'm like, excuse me?
He had to get a sewing machine.
I kind of bought that for Tobey Maguire, that he could afford, like, an apartment back then, maybe. Nowadays, no.
Yeah.
You pay like $700 for like an 80 square foot apartment in New York now.
And the thing that also sucks about him losing like his Avengers connections is that he has to do it all himself now. He has no like Stark money. Mm-hmm. So does he even get to keep the Iron Spider suit anymore? Like, how's that running?
I don't even know.
Yeah. How much electricity does that thing take? Mm-hmm. This movie ends with like the Spider-Man status quo. Nobody knows his secret identity. He lives on his own. He makes his own suit.
He's gonna clearly start needing to take pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Be so good. I want to see him talk.
It would have been really funny if Toby were I'd been like, "Oh yeah, I actually work for him."
Oh yeah, because it's the same guy. He's like, "Hey, I work for that guy."
Wait a minute. Oh, he's weirder now. He's a little bit weirder now. Why is he promoting vitamins?
Why is he talking about frog sexuality?
Amazing.
But it like also has the implications. Like, so do the Avengers know that they used to work with Spider-Man, but now they just don't remember that he is Spider-Man?
Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I got from him because they all still knew, everyone still knew who Spider-Man, that Spider-Man was a Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man existed, mm-hmm. and Happy was like, I knew May through Spider-Man. And so I kind of didn't understand that kind of connection where he was like, I knew May through Spider-Man. I thought it would have been like, then again, I don't remember how I met her, honestly.
Then again, the explanation is magic.
Magically. Anyway, so it was just that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It was a little weird how he was like, oh, I met May through Spider-Man. I'm like, okay, that kind of confuses me. But right.
Yeah.
Like, you knew she was his aunt, but you just don't know who Spider-Man
is. Yeah, and then there's like that scene from Endgame. She's like, Captain Marvel lands down. He's like, hi, I'm Peter Parker.
I'm sure she just forgets that he introduced his name.
I know. And then I want to know, like, because Doctor Strange, he kept saying, like, when he kept talking about his spells, he kept saying on the planet. So does that mean like the Guardians remember? Does Thor remember who Peter Parker is?
I don't think it applied to just the planet. I feel like it applied. He said everyone.
I know, but yeah.
So that feels very broad.
It kept feeling like reality was at stake, so it feels like the universe. Like,
yeah, I felt like it was more universal.
But I just kept. I think it'd be really cool if Thor came back and he's like, "What's up?" You know?
I don't know. I feel like that'd be a cop out.
But it'd be cool. Like, this is a bit of a tangent. There's a scene in one of the crossovers for the DC shows where something similar happens to the Flash and Green Arrow. Like basically, like the guy was testing out his powers, so he made Barry and Oliver switch like lives, mm-hmm. and Oliver was Barry and Barry was Oliver. Yeah. Like, this is so weird. Why is this happening? It's like everybody on Earth doesn't remember that I'm you and you're me. He's like, what if we go to somebody off Earth? What if we hop over to Earth, whatever number it was, and go visit Kara, and she remembers us as who we are, then we know it's just this Earth, and nothing's wrong with us. And then they jump over to her reality. She's like, okay, so you know that I'm Oliver and he's Barry. She's like, yeah, what's wrong with you guys? He's like, they're like, thank God.
Okay.
I'm like, that'd be like a cool idea. Like then Peter could have somebody to talk about his problems with.
Well, I mean, like, Kara's from a different universe.
I know, but then again, yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point. I thought it was a cool idea. Then again, I feel like the way Sony is doing it is that they're trying to do their own thing now, because they could. Because now, like, they have, like, it feels like they're trying to separate Spider-Man from all the other characters, which...
May have. Mm-hmm. I agree that I could see that that's where they're trying to go with it. Which kind of sucks, but... And I really don't know where they're going to kind of go with this. Mm-hmm. I hope he ends up with MJ again, because I'm kind of like, my OTP. No. They bring in a Gwen Stacy again. Like, stop it! Stop trying to make Gwen Stacy work!
Hey, I like Gwen Stacy.
She's fine, but she's supposed to die. I don't need her. I'm good. Mm-hmm. Thanks. I love when Emma Stone was on SNL and she was like, "Not that MJ who is a skank and doesn't love him like I do."
I don't remember this.
Yeah, she was on like, I think she was on SNL. It was like, I'm Gwen and I'm not MJ who is a skank and doesn't love him like I do.
I don't remember this. I don't know this at all.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, so that's how the movie ends. And it just ends with like him swinging through the city with a different suit, like a more homemade suit.
What I kind of liked, I liked how he kind of came to the realization that there's a reason that a lot of the Spider-Mans, they don't reveal their identity. It's because it hurts a lot of the people they love.
Yeah.
And so him, like, kind of realizing that, no, he probably should, he can't let MJ know. Mm-hmm. At least right now. I feel like he'll go back, but he's like, I can't do this to her again. Mm-hmm. Because I'm Spider-Man, it has hurt her. And I like that he kind of came to that realization because I felt like he wasn't realizing. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, it's not right. People were like, it's not right that you lied to people. And it's like, no, you do it for a reason. You do it to protect the people you care about. It's not to be a dick.
I like the scene where he's about to tell her and then he sees the Band-Aid on her forehead. And I'm like,
Yeah, that was a good scene.
It's symbolic.
I thought he would have gone to Doctor Strange and been like, hey, dude, this is what went down.
And then Doctor Strange would be like, who are you?
Yeah, but he would have known he would have gone there with Spider-Man and been like, hey, I'm Peter Parker, you wipe people's memory. He'd be like, oh.
He's like, oh, yes, I did do that. Like, you say that to anybody.
That sounds right. That sounds like something I do.
That sounds like something I would do. Like, you say that to anybody. You say, like, hey, your memory was wiped. You don't know me. I have superpowers, and you're my girlfriend. Like it's going to freak them out. But you say that
I need to call the police.
You say that to Doctor Strange. He's like, yeah, I'm magic. I probably did something like that.
Because he knows Spider-Man. Yeah. And so he'd be like, oh, yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds on brand to me.
It's not like the world also forgot about who Spider-Man was, so he, like, made his debut again.
Exactly. Alright, do you want to talk about the end credits?
We have to talk about the end credits. So first,
Eddie Brock
and Venom
is stuck in Mexico for a day.
I guess he was the 6th member of the Sinister Six, but he was just stuck in Mexico for a few days at the bar. And I love the idea.
No, it's like through a period of 24 hours. He's just like, how did I get here?
And he was like he's at the bar, like trying to figure out the MCU. He's trying to catch up.
Wait, yeah, it's like you catching your dad up on the MCU. Like, what?
And he had a magic hammer, and he's like, he's just being Eddie Brock, that version of it. Like, he's like a fucking weirdo.
Hell yeah!
It's like, we snack on bad guys.
And then they go back to their.
And then they go back, and they don't.
Like, you have to pay.
And they don't pay. Like, I'm not gonna pay my tab. Going back to my dimension. Bye.
God damn it.
And I love that the last thing that he says is like, we better go, like, talk to the Spider-Man. And then he leaves, but he leaves behind, like, a bit of goo.
Mm-hmm. Shoot your goo, my dude.
And he shot his goo, my dude!
I love how I said that to you, and you just shouted it so loud, and everyone laughed at your joke. Laughed when you said it, and I was like, I said that first.
I stole your joke, bitch!
You're fucking mean. Bitch.
And then, so I don't know if they do it, are they gonna do the suit saga? The black suit saga?
What do you mean? Oh, the Venom stuff.
Yeah, but like do it right.
May have. So
I mean,
really
they're just
alluding
to it.
Did more of the no hero to me stuff. That'd be good. I'd love that.
I mean,
they need to do Venom better because I feel like they keep missing the mark.
Oh yeah, and then the next end credits, the final end credits. It wasn't really end credits. It was like
a trailer.
It was like a teaser trailer for Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness.
That shit looked so fire.
Oh hell yeah! I knew Wanda was gonna be there. She's there. I was hoping we'd see Loki. I don't know why. I want there to be the magical trio of Doctor Strange.
But they were in that like room. I thought that looked like the room from Loki where the master dude was living. The Khan the Conqueror, whatever.
Like at the end of time?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's... I have to watch it again. I don't know if that was the same place. Mm-hmm. Like Doctor Strange and his blue color scheme, Wanda and her red color scheme, and then Loki with his green color scheme. They like all fight around and look like the Power Rangers, you know? Mm-hmm. Oh, not the Power Rangers, the Powerpuff Girls.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And they're all just magic.
Oh my god. But what was it? Strange Supreme or...
Oh yeah!
He fucking was there!
He was there!
Like, oh my
god! The multiverse!
That was so good.
Is it the same Doctor Strange from...
From What If?
From What If?
I don't know. But it looked
dark.
I'm so fucking excited, bitch.
And then, oh my god, imagine seeing like his crazy monster
Rachel
form.
McAdams is back.
Rachel McAdams was back. It looks like they were getting married. Is that like... Are they getting married?
And then that was like alternate timelines, like Visions or something.
Yeah, it could have been alternate timeline Visions.
Like, what you could have had, and maybe it's like Strange Supreme being like, you bitch, you stupid ass.
I could see Strange Supreme, like, how come you get to have Rachel? Wait, no, that's not her name. That's the actress's name. What's her name again?
I don't know.
Ah, shit.
I just know Rachel McAdams.
Kate? No. Google Doctor Strange's hoe.
Rachel McAdams and Doctor Strange.
Christine!
Oh, okay.
That's what it was.
Nice.
So do you think Charlie Cox is going to be back, or is this just like a one-time thing to get us excited?
I don't know. I would love if I saw more of him because I love that actor.
Oh, yeah. He's so good. Okay, back to the end credit scene. So it had Mordo, the black guy from the first movie. And they're talking about the multiverse, which I guess there are lingering consequences to what happened in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Wanda fucked up the timeline, or the multiverse, the reality, and then Loki fucked up reality, and then they fucked up reality again.
Did it.
It's just...
You gotta just stop it.
It's like that game where like you have a bunch of marbles in a tube with a bunch of sticks in it, and you have to take out one stick at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And the person who like takes out the stick that knocks all the marbles down is the loser.
Mm-hmm.
And they just kept doing it, you know.
Stop it! You're mean. Too bad.
Like I kept seeing memes of like Doctor Strange like giving Wanda and Loki shit for like fucking up the timeline. He was gonna beat their asses for fucking with reality.
He did it.
And then putting like Tom Holland in like a timeout hole.
You stay there.
You get a timeout, and he's like he's digging graves for Loki and Wanda. But then and then I saw a meme about, after the trailer came out, I saw a meme where it was like what we thought it was gonna be, and it's Doctor Strange whooping their asses for being dumb. But in reality, it was him fucking it up just as much as they were.
Damn it.
Is that all you got to say? We're ready now?
You getting tired?
Oh yeah, we're getting tired.
Alright. Overall, good movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
one of my favorites.
Oh,
I really loved. I've missed Tobey Maguire, and I felt like it was just such a good callback to him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very nice to all the previous ones.
Oh,
and just fun.
That reminds me. I wanted to say this. So it's about kind of relevant to what you just said. Coming full circle. The first movie that Kevin Feige ever worked on for Marvel was the first X-Men movie.
Mm-hmm.
And in that movie, they have a fight at the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, yeah.
And now this movie has a fight at the Statue of Liberty. So it's kind of, full circle.
Was it directed by Kevin Feige?
Or? Well, I'm not sure if, directed, but, at least he helped produce.
Oh, I have. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you have anything left to say?
Not really. I think I said all I wanted to say.
All right.
Everyone was cool. I loved me some Doc Ock.
Oh, yeah. I remember, it's a little disappointing because I told you before we saw the movie that bringing back Alfred Molina, because me and Jace wanted Mark Hamill to be the new Doc Ock. He would have been sick, but no.
He would have been sick as in any role in the Marvel universe, honestly.
He's Spider-Man.
God. I don't think that would work.
I love that. I love that the MCU is basically we can't get people better than we're not going to get anybody better than J.K. Simmons. We're not going to get anybody better than Willem Dafoe.
Exactly. Those two are just the most pristine.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot be replaced.
So they just didn't.
Exactly.
All right. I'm ready to wrap up, and then we can go to bed or watch another movie.
Hell yeah. I'm just going to watch Into the Spider-Verse as we go to sleep.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the review.
Summarization.
Podcast. YouTube video.
Yeah, whatever the hell this is.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Josh.
And I'm Emily.
And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. And let us know if we should do more stuff like this, because this was really fun. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.